What? It's midday. Snow, swells and setbacks on travel. A wintry storm makes its way up the country, the warning in place for coastal residents. And Wellingtonians wait for an update on alert levels as much of Australia wakes to tough new restrictions over fears of the Delta variant. Plus, was it the greatest day of the Euros ever? We've got all the drama-filled action from today's football games. Kia ora, good afternoon. A polar blast has seen temperatures plummet across the country with snow falling to low levels overnight. Isaac Gunson's live for us in Christchurch. Kia ora, Isaac. Is it cold where you are?
Tēnā koe, Chris. That's, yes, that is one way to put it. We are just scraping 5 degrees Celsius here in Christchurch, but that's nothing compared to the Antarctic temperatures that much of the South Island has had to put up with overnight. The coldest air has been moving over Canterbury this morning. It's been most severe in elevated areas such as the hills over Kaikoura or here in the Port Hills and Banks Peninsula. But as a result of that cold air moving over Canterbury, the chances of continued snow in Otago and Southland are unlikely.
And Isaac, are some roads reopening across the South Island?
Yes, Chris, a number of roads have reopened, thankfully. Most importantly, people need to know about State Highway 7, the Lewis Pass is now reopened. State Highway 6, the Lindis Pass has been reopened. And State Highway 8, the Lindis Pass. And State Highway 6 from Hawea to Haast has been reopened. All of those are because the snow has been able to be taken off of the road and regritted. But forecast all that you want. Snow is a pretty unusual thing to wake up to for some.
Dawn over Christchurch, revealing a rare sight in Otautahi.
With no real decent snowfall since, I don't know, maybe 2011. I might be a bit wrong, but we thought, well, we're not too far from Victoria Park, so we thought, what a great opportunity just before school, seeing you're all a bit organised this morning, we'd come up and have a look.
Victoria Park in Christchurch's Port Hills layered in overnight snow.
I've seen snow like in Tekapo, but this is the first time I've seen snow in Christchurch.
In Queenstown, roads got a dusting, enough to be made into a friend. Also being cleared, Queenstown Airport, with flights in and out canned throughout the morning.
Antarctic winds forced temperatures to plummet here in Te Waipounamu, the South Island, overnight, and that led to snowfall down to sea level in parts of Canterbury, Otago and Southland, as well as forcing the closure of a number of roads, some of which are still closed.
Among them, State Highway 1 north of Dunedin. Trucks lining either side of the highway this morning as authorities tried to get one lane open.
We need the heavier vehicles go through so we can try and pack it down because it's very, very icy.
According to Waka Kotahi, that hasn't happened yet. But while the snow's brought temperatures down and disruption for some,
I like it when it's falling down because then it makes it really fun because sometimes it falls down and then I can ice skate in it.
It's also been a magical experience for others. Isaac Gunson, OneNews.
Further north, Wellington's south coast residents are preparing for evacuations as a tidal storm hits. Abby Wakefield has been across development. How's it looking, Abby?
Chris, it's very cold, it's very windy and it's just started to hail out here in Owhiro Bay, but the residents are quite nervous as they prepare for potential evacuations tonight as emergency officials say that there may potentially be up to 6-metre swells out there on the coast this evening. Now, some residents that I've spoken to said that they slept at other places last night, and I'm looking across the street and there are sandbags as residents prepare for the worst. I spoke to some residents this morning. Here's what they had to say.
Water came through our house last year, so we didn't actually stay here last night, just in case. We've kind of moved everything in our house off the floor and at the back of the house.
And Abby, how busy have emergency services been this morning?
Well, Chris, there was a search and rescue operation out in Eastbourne this morning after a member of the public saw what they thought was two kayakers struggling out on the waves. But it turns out that those kayakers were actually just thrill seekers. They were found safe and well, and we actually spoke to them once they were found safe. Here's what they had to say.
We live for this stuff, and yeah, just getting out before work and enjoying it. It's really good surf out there, and we play it safe. I can hardly talk, I'm so freezing. My mouth's frozen.
Now the official advice to public is to please avoid coastal areas and to stay out of the water, and to also have a go bag ready, and if you're in the south coast then to please prepare for evacuations, and of course drive safely and drive slowly, as we've just heard reports of it starting to snow in parts of the Wellington region.
All right, Abby, you get dry, stay safe. That's Abby Wakefield live for us from Wellington. And staying in Wellington, a decision on whether it remains at alert level 2 is set to be announced in just under an hour.